Hello, everyone. My name is Valeria McNulty, and I'm the trainer and supervisor at the Linguava Interpreting Academy.
And I'm Daniel Hallberg, Director of Training and Client Success at Linguava. We're so glad that you're here with us today.
So, today we're going to be talking about what it means to be an interpreter, the requirements, and how you can become a qualified interpreter in the state of Oregon.
This is a really important topic because this law and the requirement for qualification or certification in the state is to ensure that patients with limited English proficiency are getting the safest and most accurate care possible. And interpreters are at the heart of making that happen.
Yeah, so before we dive into the requirements, let's set the stage. So, Daniel, when we say medical interpreting, what do we really mean by that?
That's a great question, Valeria. Medical interpreting is about so much more than just speaking two languages. It's the skill of facilitating communication between healthcare providers and patients in a way that's clear, accurate, and culturally sensitive.
Exactly. And let's think about the settings that we are in most of the time. Sometimes you can be in a hospital or a clinic or in an emergency room, or sometimes even doing video or phone interpreting. But most of the time, these are the most critical moments in a patient's lives. And so the role that us, the interpreters that we play, is making sure that nothing is lost in translation.
As we always say, as interpreters, we're not just language experts, we're also bridges towards understanding. And that's why Oregon has created clear requirements so that interpreters are properly prepared for the responsibility that comes with being an interpreter.
Yes. And so let's walk through the requirements to work as a healthcare interpreter in Oregon. So there's a few steps that people need to complete.
Step one, make sure that you're at least 18 years of age or older. This is pretty straightforward, but it is important. Interpreting requires a certain level of maturity and professionalism.
Yes. And step number two is that you need to have a high school diploma or an equivalent. So this shows that you have the foundation in place for the academic side of the training.
Then comes one of the most important steps, language proficiency. You have to demonstrate that you're both fluent in English and in your target language or languages that you'll be speaking.
And Daniel, how can people do that?
Yeah, there are two main ways. The first is by taking a proficiency assessment through one of the Oregon Health Authority's approved testing centers. The second is by showing proof of an educational diploma in your language, either from the United States or another country.
Yeah, that's right. And then the heart of it comes in the training. So you need to complete a 60-hour training approved by the Oregon Healthcare Authority. And Daniel is going to talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So any training program, including our own here at the Linguava Interpreter Academy, has to break down into specific timing requirements. 52 hours of that training program are dedicated towards medical terminology, anatomy and physiology, and interpreting practice. And then an additional 8 hours are spent specifically on healthcare interpreting ethics.
Yeah, and we don't just give you the content. That's the nice thing about our program. We also provide supervised practice, and that way you can start applying those skills right away. And then when you're in front of the patient and the provider, you have that confidence that's so needed.
Exactly. And the last step after you've developed that confidence and gone through the training program is to submit your documentation to the Oregon Health Authority so that you can officially be listed on the state interpreter registry.
And now, something that we get asked a lot is what's the difference between qualification and certification?
It's such an important distinction. Here in Oregon, qualification means that you've completed the 60-hour training and you're listed on the registry with all of the requirements that we've covered so far. That's what allows you to work as a healthcare interpreter here in the state of Oregon.
Yes, and certification, on the other hand, is a national credential. This is available only for certain languages through organizations like CCHI and NBCMI. This is a higher level step and is not required by Oregon, but many interpreters decide to pursue it later for professional growth.
Exactly. It's a good way of thinking about it is that qualification can be your first big milestone. And certification is something you can work toward down the road if it's available for your language.
Yes. So, Daniel, once someone becomes qualified, is that it? They're done?
Not at all. In fact, that's really just the beginning. Interpreting is a field where you are always needing to learn.
That's right. And the OHA requires 24 hours of continuing education every 4 years. So you have 4 years to complete this. That way you can maintain your credential. And that breaks down into 6 hours of ethics, 6 hours of skills development, and 12 hours of general healthcare related learning. So you have a lot of different options.
And honestly, that is one of my favorite parts because continuing education is what helps to keep interpreters sharp and up to date with new medical terminology, evolving standards, and best practices.
Yeah, and another thing that's so special about this profession is the community. And at Linguava Interpreting Academy, we have seen how powerful it is when interpreters connect with one another and form those relationships that we need so much.
It's true. We're proud that our program doesn't just stop at training. We offer ongoing mentorship, networking opportunities, job seeking guidance, and ongoing support. Interpreting can sometimes feel like a solo job, but when you're a part of a community, you know you're not alone.
Yes, so whether you speak Spanish, Chuukese, Somali, any language that you speak, you'll find a place here with us.
And more importantly, you'll be a part of a movement that's making healthcare more equitable and accessible for patients and families across Oregon.
Yeah, so to sum it all up, if you want to become a qualified healthcare interpreter in Oregon, here are your steps. You have to be 18 years old or older, have a high school diploma or an equivalent, pass a proficiency in English in your target language, and complete a 60-hour OHA approved training. And then finally apply to the OHA registry.
And remember, you're not just checking boxes on a list. You're stepping into a role that makes a real difference in people's lives.
Yeah, we hope this has been helpful. If you're ready to get started, we would love for you to join our community here at the Linguava Interpreting Academy.
And thank you so much for watching this video. We'll look forward to seeing you in class or out in the field.